Hello and welcome to another episode of the Javelina Coaches Show on the Mendoza's Pharmacy Javelina Sports Network. We appreciate you tuning in. And this week, we're going to start another week of the Javelina Coaches Show by welcoming our first guest. That's head Javelina Tennis coach Autumn Wollenzien and Javelina senior tennis player Maya Donkor. Maya and Autumn, thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you for having us.
And Autumn, for you and your team coming off a weekend where you guys played twice and you ended it with senior day with a win on Sunday over Western New Mexico. How would you assess this past weekend as a whole?
Successful. I think that Western New Mexico is a team that where the match is a little bit more mental than it is physical. So I think that the girls did a great job of holding their composure and completing the task.
What pleased you the most about your team's effort on Sunday?
I think the biggest thing was just taking care of business, getting on the court and getting off the court. So we have a busy week ahead, so it's just important to, make sure that you cleanly take care of business and move on to the next thing.
Now that Sunday was also senior day for you, Maya. What was that day like as a whole for you?
I think it was pretty exciting. The last senior day I had was my freshman year, where I had to say goodbye to two of my seniors, and I was really excited just to sort of share this day with my coach, who I've been with for 4 years, and with the players that are here now. Really emotional, sort of just taking a glimpse into the 4 years that I've been here, but it was really exciting, and it was great that we got the dub. So,
what have these 4 years in Kingsville been like for you?
Oh my goodness, so much learning. I feel like I've gone on this huge growth journey, and a lot of ups and downs, but honestly, like, having the community that's here at A&M Kingsville and having my coach and having my teammates there, it's been like no other. I wouldn't trade my experiences for anything.
I'm assuming getting a win on Sunday made the senior day a little bit more special for you. How happy were you with the way you played on Sunday?
I was pretty happy with the way I played. I think, like my coach said, it was a lot of mental, so it was sort of like more of a mental battle and everything, but I think persevering and pushing through was the biggest thing, and I was able to do that, as was my team, and yeah, it was a great feeling, honestly.
Coach, when you look at the 4 years that Maya has spent here and the time that you guys have spent together on and off the court, what are the things that you're the most proud of?
Oh my gosh. One is, the growth. I mean, when she came in, she was wide-eyed and excited. She's still very excited. It's still full of a lot of energy, which is great, because that's one thing that you don't want to lose, and you don't want your student athletes to lose that excitement and energy. I think now she has been through several things as far as experiences here on the court, off the court, and so she's grown tremendously as a person and as a woman. So and the things that she's survived a COVID season, and I think when she got here, I think that her first year was right after, it was the year after Hurricane Harvey. So, just kind of rebuilding from there and things like that. So, her growth as far as on the court and like I said, being a freshman who was excited and hyper and loud to a senior who's still very loud in a good way. Her voice as a leader has really been expanded, and the respect her teammates give her, they look up to her as far as how she presents herself and how she delegates and is an ambassador for our program and also for the younger girls on the team. So it's been one of those things of she had great seniors to watch, and she had great upperclassmen to learn from, and I think she took the best of who those people were and really absorbed it and is now giving it back to the program. So.
You look at the things she's accomplished. She earned an ITA All-Academic Scholar Award during her time. She's a two-time All-Conference selection. And so many times coaches look to their upperclassmen to set an example for the freshmen and sophomores, which is for you, most of the team that you have. How pleased have you been with the job she's done as a leader and as someone who sets an example for her teammates?
She's been in a tough spot because this year she's the only senior, so she's the only voice as far as what the expectations are. So, she's a bit outnumbered, but her voice is still very strong. So, it's one of those things of she had to prove why she should be respected and why her voice is important, and she did that very well. So last year too, it was her and one other senior. So they kind of battled through like the numbers that they were facing as far as other girls on the team and showing what's important to us, as the culture and as a team. So that's one thing that's really huge. And then, because they're all competitive, but it's making sure that the competitiveness is in the right place and we're fighting for the right things and we are doing what is, I guess, the best thing for the program as a whole. So, it's one of those things of I'm very proud of her in that sense. I'm very proud that she stood up to, adversity and within the team and outside the team and just kind of shown the way of how to use your voice and college tennis is different from junior tennis. We've talked about that before in the sense of cheering and being able to cheer on your teammates and to yell across the courts and things like that. So, teaching them how to become comfortable in doing that and teaching them how to get out of their shell and out of their comfort zone and using their voice and the importance of it. She was a rock star in that sense. And then, just explaining to them her experiences. She was our first ranked doubles, part of our first ranked doubles team. And that's not a small feat, especially in this conference and in this region. So, and understanding what it takes to get there and to stay there and just giving of herself to be able to promote and lift others and included in the program.
Now the postseason starts for you guys on Thursday. It'll be in Arlington in the first round of the LC tournament against Midwestern State. My question for you is how ready, prepared, excited are you guys for this opportunity?
Definitely really excited. I think that, every time we go into the conference tournament, it's an opportunity to show, no matter what the results were in the regular season, what we as Javelinas are capable of. I think that we're all feeling physically at our peak, at our best moment, and I think that we're ripe with the opportunity of, advancing and hopefully making history again and going into the regional tournament. I think it's all about focusing on one thing at a time and just going into the match with a clear head and ambitious hearts.
Coach, what's your message to your team going to be as we get closer to Thursday?
Exactly what she just said. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's basically focusing on one thing at a time and, focusing on one point at a time, being present, not thinking too far into the future because, the match with Midwestern here was about 4 hours long, even with the, I guess, quote unquote, shortened format, so it's going to be a tough match, period. And that's fine. Like that, I feel like we are prepared in the sense of all the matches that we've had. And so it's just one of those things of let's go be present and one match at a time or 1 point at a time and enjoy it, have fun. Last year we didn't even get to play the conference tournament because of rain, so it's exciting. It's in Arlington. It's at a great tennis facility with a great staff and people there to support the tournament. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the opportunity to play and show what we can do.
All right, well, Maya and Autumn, thank you guys so much for your time. Best of luck in Arlington.
Thank you.
We'll take our first break on the Javelina Coaches Show. When we come back, we'll sit down with the head Javelina football coach, Michael Salinas, so don't go away. Welcome back to the Javelina Coaches Show, and we're joined by our next guest that is from Javelina Football, wide receiver Craig Clemons and head coach Michael Salinas. Gentlemen, thank you both for stopping by.
Thank you.
I know, Coach, for you guys, you just had your spring game on Saturday, which is kind of the conclusion of the spring period for you guys. You had about a dozen practices before you played the spring game, but I wanted to go take this all the way back to National Signing Day, which is really the first big day on the off season that a lot of people get excited about around here. When you look at the signing class that you guys brought in, and I know some of those guys were on the field as early as this spring, and we saw a few of them on the field for the spring game, what were you most pleased about the guys you've been able to recruit to join this program?
I think starting with the high school class, we're anxiously awaiting those guys to join our program. Feel like we did really good. We were really selective. We're a young football team, so we couldn't take as many high school guys, but we did go out and add 7 mid-year transfers, and I think that those guys did a really good job sort of just jumping into our program with both feet. I thought our current players did a really good job of welcoming those guys, and the guys that we did bring in all made impacts and contributed this spring, so we feel really good about that.
What were the things that you guys were, what was your message to these recruits during the recruiting process and the lead up to National Signing Day?
Again, our high school guys, knowing that we're going on a full year 2 of our program, or season number 2, feel like we're on the right trajectory as a program. The current guys that we have on our roster have helped put us in a situation where we can continue to improve. To our mid-year guys that came in, we talked to them about coming in and taking advantage of an opportunity to be part of a team and helping us continue to push forward and improve in the 23 season on some of the things, or the 22 season on some of the things we did in 21.
This was the third spring you've been through as head coach of this program, but the first spring was interrupted because of COVID. The second spring was not a normal one because we had two games you played that spring against Midwestern and UT Permian Basin. This was the first, I guess you could call it, normal spring campaign you guys have had since you've been here. How would you assess what you guys accomplished, and how pleased were you with the way your players attacked what you had in mind?
I think our guys did a really good job starting back to winter break, attacking the off season, having a vision of where we wanted to go as a program. They were not happy with how we ended the year. I know that we were moving in the right direction, but I don't believe our guys were happy. So I thought it started with the winter program. When they went home for Christmas break, they came back prepared and ready to work. They got themselves in a situation over 7 weeks leading to spring football that they put themselves in a position from a condition standpoint to attack it, and I thought we had a really productive spring and saw the things that we needed to see to this point.
Craig, what was the coaching staff's message to you guys at the start of spring practice?
As far as start fast, start physical, be where you're supposed to be, and handle your business on and off the field. Just get out there, have fun, and most of all, just take care of your teammates, do what you got to do best. What
were your goals? What were the goals you had for yourself at the start of the spring?
Just be there for my teammates in all aspects of the game, on and off the field, inside of the weight room, and just as far as just take that step forward as coming into a receiver and better playing my role.
Coach, when you look at, well, I remember my first impression of Craig came during one of those spring games last year against UT Permian Basin, and then he was a guy who was an integral part of the team that you had on the field in the fall for this year. What are the things that Craig does on and off the field that have made him a valuable member of this program?
I think he's a really good wide receiver. Obviously, his speed is what helps him. He needs to continue to develop and grow as a wideout, which he has. This spring was big for him in growing in his leadership role on the team. He's going to be asked to play some more snaps for us. He's done a really good job. He's got to continue to develop as a returner. And then I think in terms of wide receiver, all spring he continued to make progress and get better day in and day out. So I think he finished at a better place than when he started, and we're really looking for big things from Craig next year.
This team, Craig, has asked you to play a lot of roles during your time here. You've been a return man, you've been a receiver. They've asked you to run the football a few times, if I remember correctly, this past year. How comfortable have you been, or what's it been like for you handling so many different roles for this team? How comfortable do you feel in that role?
Doing it over time here, starting off little by little, getting into that role, it's felt a lot better as we're getting throughout the seasons and stuff, so it's a lot more comfortable now.
What was it like getting on the field for the spring game on Saturday?
It felt really good to be out there to compete against my teammates, have a little fun, hooping and hollering and everything. It was really good.
Coach, what were your main takeaways from the action you saw on Saturday?
I think the biggest thing is we went ahead and split teams, challenged our guys to play extended snaps and play a little bit more, but I thought it provided a little bit of energy and a spark for our guys. We had been doing the traditional offense versus defense, 1 versus 1s, 2 versus 2s, and we had done that for about 4 weeks. So Saturday there was a level of excitement, being able to split in a blue and white team. It allowed some guys to step in a different role and have a different capacity on our team. So I thought it was really good. We ended with injury-free ball game, and I thought our kids competed really well. So all in all, I think as a staff, we were pleased with where we were Saturday.
Yeah, you didn't lack for competitiveness. I know there was some jawing going back and forth. Were you pleased with the competitiveness you saw from your players? How competitive it was?
I thought every one of our guys did a really good job, represented themselves and our program the right way. But most importantly, we talked to them about going out and displaying a great deal of effort in front of the people that took the time to come out and watch us. So to all the Javelina X's and former Letterman and all the supporters that came out, our guys were very appreciative of having those folks in the stands. And again, they're just looking forward to putting this behind us. We got a team meeting today at 3:15, and we'll sort of wrap up our year and then have a sort of purpose on what we're doing moving forward for the summer strength and conditioning program.
All right, well, Craig, Michael, Coach, thank you guys so much for your time. We can't wait to see you back on the field in the summer and in the fall. Best of luck. Thanks for stopping by.